Be ready. Start. The underlying object of Article 14 is to secure to all persons, citizens or non citizens, the equality of status and opportunity referred to in the preamble to our Constitution. The language of Article 14 is couched in negative terms and is in form an admonition addressed to the state. It does not directly purport to confer any right on any person as some of the other articles, example Article 19, do. The right to equality before law is secured from all legislative and executive tyranny by way of discrimination, since the language of Article 14 uses the word state, which, as per Article 12, includes the executive organ. Besides, Article 14 is expressed in absolute terms and its effect is not curtailed by restrictions like those imposed on Article 19(1) by Articles 19(2) to 6. However, notwithstanding the absence of such restrictions, certain tests have been devised through judicial decisions to test if Article 14 has been violated or not. For the first couple of decades after the establishment of this court, the classification test was adopted, which allowed for a classification between entities as long as it was based on an intelligible differentia and displayed a rational nexus with the ultimate objective of the policy. It is now well established that while Article 14 forbids class legislation, it does not forbid reasonable classification for the purposes of legislation. In order, however, to pass the test of permissible classification, two conditions must be fulfilled, namely, one, that the classification must be founded on an intelligible differentia which distinguishes persons or things that are grouped together from others left out of the group, and second, that differentia must have a rational relation to the object sought to be achieved by the statute in question. The classification may be founded on different bases, namely geographical or according to objects or occupations or the like. What is necessary is that there must be a nexus between the basis of classification and the object of the act under consideration. It is also well established by the decisions of this court that Article 14 condemns discrimination not only by a substantive law but also by a law of procedure. The arbitrariness doctrine was introduced, which dropped a pedantic approach towards equality and held the mere existence of arbitrariness as violative of Article 14, however, equal in its treatment. Justice Bhagwati, as his lordship was then, articulated the dynamic nature of equality and, borrowing from Shakespeare's Macbeth, said that the concept must not be cabined and confined within doctrinaire limits. From a positivistic point of view, equality is antithetic to arbitrariness. In fact, equality and arbitrariness are sworn enemies. One belongs to the rule of law in a republic, while the other to the whim and caprice of an absolute monarch. Where an act is arbitrary, it is implicit in it that it is unequal both according to political logic and constitutional law and is therefore violative of Article 14, and if it affects any matter relating to public employment, it is also violative of Article 16. Article 14 and 16 strike at arbitrariness in state action and ensure fairness and equality of treatment. They require that state action must be based on valid, relevant principles applicable alike to all similarly situate, and it must not be guided by any extraneous or irrelevant considerations because that would be denial of equality where the operative reason for state action as distinguished from motive inducing from the antechamber of the mind is not legitimate and relevant but is extraneous and outside the area of permissible considerations, it would amount to mala fide exercise of power, and that is hit by articles 14 and 16. Mala fide exercise of power and arbitrariness are different lethal radiations emanating from the same vice. In fact, the latter comprehends the former. Both are inhibited by Articles 14 and 16. The principle of reasonableness, which legally as well as philosophically is an essential element of equality or non arbitrariness, pervades Article 14 like a brooding omnipresence, and the procedure contemplated by Article 21 must answer the test of reasonableness in order to be in conformity with Article 14. It must be right and just and fair and not arbitrary, fanciful, or oppressive. The doctrine of classification, which is evolved by the courts, is not paraphrase of Article 14, nor is it the objective and end of that article. It is merely a judicial formula for determining whether the legislative or executive action in question is arbitrary and therefore constituting denial of equality. If the classification is not reasonable and does not satisfy the two conditions referred to above, the impugned legislative or executive action would plainly be arbitrary and the guarantee of equality under Article 14 would be breached. Thank you.